my cousin was just asking to me, she's like, do you know of any breath work that helps with brain fog specifically? And I said, well, honestly, breath work's great, but I don't know,
Yeah.
hopefully someone will reach out and tell me of something that you can do for breathing that specifically helps with brain fog, other than just good for general health. But I
Yeah.
can't tell you a breathing exercise that's all of a sudden going to, help
Improve.
with that.
Yeah. Well,
This, though,
yeah.
I was thinking of you and I was like, I wanted to talk to you about it. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm like, gosh,
Oh,
she's over 40. And I think about my mom.
yeah.
I
Well,
think,
I can tell her exactly what's going on,
okay.
especially in fact, I refer to spirulina, and we call ours energy bits because it does give you energy. I refer to it as brain food, and chlorella, which we'll talk about later, is gut food, and we'll explain the difference. So, well, let me talk about what's going on with her first and why she's getting this brain fog, because it hits everybody after the age of 40, men and women. And what happened? And women get hit twice as hard, and I'll explain why. So we have been on Earth for 2 million years, and only in the last couple of 100 years have we lived past the age of 30. We are evolutionarily programmed to die at 30. We always used to die at 30 until 200 years ago. Now we're living to 70 and 80. But biologically, evolutionarily, our bodies are preparing us after the age of 30 for death. That's why estrogen levels drop after 30. That's why melatonin levels drop after 30. And there's this antioxidant called superoxide dismutase. I'm sorry, it's such a big mouthful, also known as SOD, and it also drops it after the age of 30. So after the age of 30, this stuff called superoxide dismutase, which protects your mitochondria, is basically, after 40, it's basically gone. And first of all, what does mitochondria do? Mitochondria generate the energy for living. And the best analogy I give to people is that in a building, you have lights, right? And you really can't do any work if there's a power outage or your lights go out. And so think of the mitochondria as what the lights in your building. They are both the lights, but they are also the electricity. They generate all of what's called cellular energy. And this is energy for everything, not just running for the store to win a UFC fight. This is for your neurotransmitters, your lymphatic system, your heartbeat, your digestion. Everything requires cellular energy, and it's called ATP. And these little things called mitochondria are what make it for you. So the key to longevity, the key to all health, performance as an athlete, everything ultimately is keeping your mitochondria alive and working, because when they are alive and working, they're generating energy for you, which means you have energy, cellular energy to do everything. But after the age of 40, your body slows down the production of this one particular antioxidant that protects your mitochondria, this stuff called SOD. And what does this stuff do? Well, in the process of generating all this cellular energy, these things called free radicals are produced. If anyone's not familiar with a free radical, it's a molecule with an unpaired electron, and Mother Nature likes balance. So that molecule will steal an electron from another molecule to balance itself out. But now that molecule is unbalanced, so it will steal from another molecule. And so this is how tissue damage occurs. The good news is there's these white knights called antioxidants, and they have extra electrons to donate and to neutralize free radicals. Think of it as the kid who came to school with extra lunches to give away to everybody so everyone's happy. That's what antioxidants do. Now, normally antioxidants would neutralize free radicals, but the trouble is your mitochondria have a second inner membrane that prevents virtually all antioxidants from getting in. We know vitamin C, vitamin E are great antioxidants. Blueberries is a great food for antioxidants. You could fill this room with blueberries and not a drop of antioxidants will get into that inner membrane of the mitochondria.
Hey.
Yep, to stop the free radical damage, because there's a particular anti-free radical that's created in the mitochondria called superoxide.
Okay, so there's free radicals outside of it and inside, because
Yes, so there's free radicals being produced all the time. They're a byproduct of just activity in your body.
right.
But there's a particular, and they all have this unpaired electron. And generally,
So that the ones that are outside of the cell, outside of the mitochondria,
correct,
could be
regular antioxidants.
yeah, and they would be helped
Vitamin
by eating.
C,
Yeah, okay,
vitamin
I'm following
E.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
But the mitochondria have their own special free radical, and it actually has 3 unpaired electrons. It's only generated in the mitochondria, so it's 3 times as damaging. And there's one thing that neutralizes it. and it's called superoxide dismutase. Dismutase means, you think you mute a light, you reduce it. So this particular antioxidant called superoxide dismutase neutralizes this very special free radical that's only produced in the mitochondria. And your body makes it for you from the moment you're born, just like it gives you melatonin and hormones. So you're all good until 30. And then it slows down, and by 40 you have none. And the way I describe what this stuff does, this particular antioxidant superoxide dismutase, is it sort of acts like a big golf umbrella. If you get, I don't golf, but if you were, stuck golfing or shopping and you got caught in the rain,
I keep telling myself I should learn.
Well, there's a lot of pesticides on golf courses, so
Good point. Okay.
I would hold on that one. Anyways,
Never thought of that. That'll be my excuse next time.
There you go. There you go. If you get caught in a rainstorm, whatever you're doing, and you pop up one of those big golf umbrellas, you haven't stopped the rain, but you stopped getting wet, right? So this stuff called superoxide dismutase does not stop the free radicals. They're a natural byproduct of this creation of cellular energy.
Okay, I was going to say, so that's it. It happens naturally.
Anyways, yes. Yes.
Okay.
And you are protected naturally because you've got this golf umbrella called superoxide dismutase that converts the free radicals into water and oxygen, so it doesn't damage the mitochondria.
But as we age,
we have less of it.
Okay.
By the time you're 40, you have less of it. By the time you have 50, you have none of it. In fact, for some people, even by 40, they have none of it. So now what happens is your mitochondria are getting damaged and they're dying. So there's fewer and fewer and fewer of them. So it's like the lights in your building going out. And so when you have less lights in your building, you can do less and less work. Nothing works efficiently. Your brain fog increases, your metabolic health deteriorates, your muscles aren't as strong as they could be because they all rely on this stuff called cellular energy. And the mitochondria are the ones that are making it for you. But when you have fewer of them being made, you have less cellular energy, and so you can't do anything well. And women get hit twice as hard, and this is why. Just when our superoxide dismutase is reducing, when at 40, we're entering perimenopause and menopause. And when that happens, our estrogen levels are dropping. And nobody knows, but most people don't know, estrogen is also an antioxidant for your mitochondria. So now women have twice as less protection with fewer antioxidants to protect their mitochondria. So their mitochondria die even faster. And your brain has the most mitochondria. There are 2 million mitochondria per cell in your brain. Your most mitochondria are where the greatest energy needs are. So your brain is the biggest one. Number 2, women's eggs.
Oh.
Number 3 is your heart. Number 4 is your muscles. So your women's eggs have about 700,000 mitochondria per cell. Your heart has about 8,000 mitochondria per cell, and then muscles about 5,000. After that, it drops right down to like 800 or 1,000 for your fat cells, skin cells. The greatest mitochondria are where your greatest energy needs are. It takes a lot of energy to make a baby. Right?
Oh gosh, I still remember being so tired in the first trimester, and you think, there's just those, you can't even see it yet,
Yeah.
It's just like so exhausting.
Yeah.
Well, so much going in.
Yeah, exactly. So this is why women suffer more from depression, from anxiety, from brain fog, from Alzheimer's, from dementia, because our brains are losing twice as many mitochondria. They don't have the protection. Men suffer from the loss of superoxide dismutase just like women do, but they don't have the same deleterious effects from losing the hormones that women lose. But that's why. And there's a great book by Dr. Chris Palmer. It's called Brain Energy. And he's a psychiatrist and also a professor at the Harvard Medical School. And the entire book is about how all brain disorders, dementia, depression, brain fog, is because of damaged mitochondria. And so what people don't know is this thing called superoxide dismutase that we start losing at 30 and 40 and 50 and have none after 40 or 50. The highest concentration is in the blue-green algae called spirulina. So we can turn people's lights back on, literally, because what it does is it starts giving you back that Gulf umbrella. As soon as you get the superoxide dismutase back into your body, it starts neutralizing those free radicals so the mitochondria can grow back again and thrive again and give you energy again. It's like turning the lights back on, literally, in your brain and in your body, and it does it naturally. And because spirulina is a bacteria, it gets into your bloodstream so quickly, you don't have to wait long. You will just, that's why people, their brains light up after, half an hour of taking spirulina. You need to take probably 15 or 20 or more, but you'll see the effect. It's incredible. It's absolutely, it's almost a miracle. And there are 25,000 studies documenting how superoxide dismutase, also known as SOD, does all this. It's proven to reduce inflammation, prevent Alzheimer's, prevent heart disease, but the scientists don't know that you can find it in spirulina